we're going to get any one thing done with all these interruptions and emergencies.
And other people's priorities.
You know, I'm new here. This is my first day as an intern. Lou seems like a nice guy. Sarah's okay. But they seem to be having a problem with deciding what to actually do today.
Okay, look, we need to make a decision. Do you think we should go to the operations meeting? It starts in 3 minutes.
Okay. No, it's just another meeting. Ferris, could you go tell June that we are...
Dealing with a major client crisis.
Right. If I could just stick to the plan for one day, I could get something done. But the moment I focus on one objective...
The telephone rings.
Lou. Who? Andrew. I'll call you back. Another interruption. We're trapped. Sarah, I could hand this off to Spectre, but then we'd lose track of whether this thing gets done or not. I don't want that to happen.
Neither do I.
Then we have to find a way to get it done.
Agreed.
But how?
Even I can see that the workload is getting heavier and there aren't enough resources.
Do you have anyone who could?
My people are all overcommitted.
Mine too.
It might be possible if you could follow up on the specifications, I could take it on. But with all these last-minute requests...
And emergencies.
Interruptions.
I know. There just isn't enough time to do our jobs around here.
Juggling schedules.
And changing priorities.
We're trapped.
Exactly.
Unless it's really important, then you have time. Then you make time.
Huh?
Victims. They think somebody out there is doing something to them. They think they have no control. You know, I'm new here, but I've noticed that you have a lot more time than you think because you have more choices than you think. You can plan, prioritize, protect, manage your time. Don't let it manage you.
But we can't.
You just did.
What?
I mean, I'm just an intern here, so I might have missed something. But this meeting, didn't you plan it?
Well, yes.
And it was a higher priority than the 100 other things on your schedule, more important than the operations meeting.
Yes.
And you protected it. You asked Andrew if you could call him back.
Your point is?
This meeting was important to you. You planned, you prioritized, you protected. You made the time.
Well, I do plan my schedule, and I do have some say about how and when things get done around here.
But in reality...
Some things are more important than others.
Higher priority.
Right. I protect my priorities. Sometimes.
But in emergencies, like now?
You make choices. Look, as an intern, you need to pay attention. You see, there are a lot of demands on our time. So you do the best you can to plan how to manage your schedule, but it's critical to prioritize. Then you protect your high priorities.
Right.
Okay, I think I'm getting this. So how will you make the Friday deadline?
I will call engineering. Maybe there's a temporary solution.
There's a way to shortcut work orders in a situation like this. You take project requests directly to dispatch.
Uh-huh. I'm here to learn.
Drop these off at engineering. These work orders go to dispatch. Have Harris sign for these.
Ha! Gotcha.
Get initials for these also. Then come back. Sarah should be done with her quality control check by then. Any question?
Just one. Is this really the best way to get this done?
Well, you have to understand that this organization has a process for coordinating work across the different departments.
And you can't allow sloppy work to enter the system. A project can disappear into the process if you shortcut quality control on the front end.
I see. Maybe I'm just tired. But I couldn't help noticing that the intake date on this was 2 weeks ago.
We've been busy.
You've seen what it's like here.
One fire drill after another.
But maybe there are personal payoffs for not managing your time?
Payoffs for mismanaging time?
Yes, and they can wipe out all your planning, prioritizing, and protecting.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that we like working these extra hours, working under impossible deadlines, and that we find the pressure rewarding in some way?
Well, I may be way off on this, but it seems like you do. Don't you?
No.
Well, now, Lou, you do enjoy being a hero. You should have seen his face at the last operations meeting when George Case, the general manager, recognized his heroic efforts for the Princeton project. And then June and the others all lavished sympathy upon him for working so hard.
Okay, but I did save it at the last minute. That's my job.
And here we are again, up against a deadline, and you take it all upon yourself. To be a hero? Ferris does have a point.
Well, maybe. But he seems to be saying that I procrastinate so that I can scramble at the last minute, all to gain some recognition.
Well, do you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Is that so bad? We all want some recognition.
I don't.
Well, you'd never finish anything if you didn't have deadlines and pressure. Like this project. You wouldn't get done with the specifications until who knows when.
Well, there's still a lot of work to be done here. I can make a few refinements here and there, and it would be better.
You mean perfect?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes. I mean, why set a lower standard? We're all aiming for 0 defects, aren't we?
0 defects in this case means on time. You turn it in just as it is. Nobody expects perfection on such short notice.
Was it really such short notice?
Well, I may have set it aside for a while.
Why do you procrastinate?
I don't know. I guess so I have an excuse for not being perfect.
So there are personal payoffs for poor time management, for blaming others, or believing there isn't enough time.
Short-term payoffs. Apparent rewards that feel good for the moment.
But being a hero is a hollow reward, because it doesn't solve the basic problem of not getting the work done.
Real rewards come from making good choices and getting long-term payoffs.
How could you do that?
By managing our time wisely.
I think they're getting it.
Why did you change your mind in there? You know we can't get this project done by the 19th.
Well, that's the way I felt at first, but after I thought about it for a little bit, I realized with a little bit of planning and a lot of work, we can get this done.
Here we go again.
It is beginning to sound familiar.
No, it isn't the same. We have the skills to do this.
You don't mean you and me, because we don't have...
I mean your department, my team, we have the skills.
Well, maybe, sure. Some of them. But I can't expect them to do everything that's needed for this.
I've always found that people will do exactly what you expect of them if you're clear in setting up the expectations.
Provided they have the know-how.
We can give them that.
Some of my people are so inexperienced.
Let's get them together as a team, instead of assigning tasks individually. Then we can share information and fill in any gaps that may exist. I know. Let's get them together when we distribute materials.
That's another issue, material. We'll never be able to process the purchase orders on time.
We could start the purchase orders and then borrow the stock from Frank and Howard.
That could work. Do you have any idea how much work this will be?
Right. But the energy will be there if we can communicate the importance of what this project is going to mean for the company and what it will mean for the team.
We'll just run out of time.
Actually, if you manage the 3 issues you just mentioned, skills, materials, and energy, can you meet the deadline?
No.
Yes.
We're back where we started. Sarah, why do you want to get it done on time?
Because it's important, and I'd rather get it done now and get it out of the way.
Good. Lou, why don't you want to do it on time?
I didn't say I don't want to. I said we can't.
Well, I'm not asking if you can or not. I'm asking, why don't you want to do the job on time?
What do you mean?
Could you join me for a second? Just look at the little light.
How did you do that? What kind of an intern are you?
That's my little secret. But I've been watching how things work for a while now, and it seems to me that ultimately, time isn't a matter of seconds and minutes, but of intention and possibility.
Do you think I intentionally don't want to meet the deadline?
Oh, I don't know. I'm asking. I've seen you take on other impossible projects, so I'm just curious why you might not want to do this job on time.
Well, for one reason. Why should we all overwork ourselves to make somebody else look good?
Good. What else?
Well, I don't want my staff to get mad at me.
Good. Very good, Lou. What else?
Well, then there's Sarah. If we do it this way, then it means she's right, I'm wrong. I know it's bad, but I hate when that happens.
We all like to be right.
Yes. But maybe I've been operating with an old attitude. Sarah, everything you said, like how we have the time and the skills and the materials and the energy, I was looking at that as a barrier. Ferris, you know, you were right. Deep down, I didn't want to get the project done on time.
Still feel that way?
No, not at all. I want to get this done on time. I intend to. We need to get started. Sarah, we need to get our people together. If you can arrange that, I'll call Howard and Frank.
Oh, look at the time. I have to get started on my next intern project.